Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a review on Orichalcum by Bruno Cathala and Johannes Gupi. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So this is a game published by Pandasaurus Games. They sent me this copy for review. I want to thank Pandasaurus Games for sending me the review copy. So in this game, it's a 2 to 4 player game where you have your own island and you're laying down tiles. It's got a little bit of action selection in it, and you got to be the first player to get to 5 points before anybody else. Let me show you really quick how to play, and then I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the game. Okay, so really quickly, I'm just going to go over how this game plays. You're going to start off with one of these 2 tiles. At the start of your turn, you have to place them at one of these 3 ports. Mind you, there is also a different side of this board. This is supposed to be a more challenging, difficult side, but it doesn't matter which side you play. So at the start of your turn, you're going to place this anywhere, and you're going to collect the resources that are on this area here. So anytime you cover these areas up, you're going to collect those resources. These are hoplites, and the gold is Orichalcum. This is the Orichalcum right here, and here is the hoplite. So please excuse them, it's a little mess here, but so you're going to have these cards laid out. Now they're going to show 1, 3, 2, 2, and 3. So it'll show right here. These are the 3. And these are the 1. So now some of them are going to have, what you see here, these lava pieces right here. Anytime you see a lava piece on one of them, you're going to take out one of these monsters and you're going to place them on there. Now there's several monsters in this bag. So, and then on your turn, you're going to take that tile and you're going to place it. Has to be next to another tile, and you're going to place it anywhere on the board, anywhere next to it. So the monster, if there's a monster on it, the monster is going to go along with it. It's going to be placed on your land. So how do you win this game? Well, if you look up here, you have these 5 slots. You have to have all 5 victory points and no monsters on the board. So how do you get victory points? Well, one way you can do it is spend 5 Orichalcum when you do a build action, and you take one of these and you just put it right there on top. Or if you build one of these cities, which you have to cover a grass, water, mountain, or desert, and then you just use a build action, take it and build it on top of the tiles, and then you just take one of these, flip them over to show that it was from building a city. So what do these cards do? So after you place the tile, you're going to take the action of the card. So this one is train hoplites. So depending on how many you have on of these that you have on your board, is going to determine how many hoplites you're going to get when you take that action. So this one here is fight the monster. So whenever there's a monster on your board, excuse me, so you're going to take these dice and you're going to determine how many hoplites you're going to send there. Automatically you already have 1 die. So each hoplite is going to give you an extra die. You can have send up to 3 and give you up to 4 die. So if you look on the monster cards here, they have a defensive value, which is 12. So you have to either roll a 12 or get a skull. And that will be an automatic victory. And then you will capture that monster and place it right here. So let me go over a few others here. So we also have mine Orichalcum. So same thing as when you train hoplites. The more of these buildings that you have on your area here, the more Orichalcum you will produce when you take this action. And then the last one over here is the build action. So if you look over here, I don't have any on right now because there are several building tiles. So you would take the buildings here, and normally they will be spread on each one here on the spaces. So for example, this is a mine Orichalcum. So if it was here and you take that build action, you would take this, but you have to build it on a mountain range. And you would build it, just for example, on top like that. That's how the buildings are constructed. But again, they have to be built on top of there. So another thing that's a way to get victory points are these titans. So you have a titan of the desert, you have a titan of the water, mountain, and grass. So how do you get those on your side? Now, anytime you build on your map here, and it's 3 in a row. So if you have like 3 grass in a row, you would take the grass titan and again place it right here. And they also give you a special effect that you can only use once. and you use it anytime on your turn. So usually after you take the action, when you use it, you flip it over, and that's it. You can't use it again unless you build another 3, and then you could flip it over and then it reactivates. But now, if somebody else builds another 3 on that map, they're gonna take this from you. So you could potentially lose them. Now you can't have more than 2 Titans on your side unless you construct a building on your map that allows you to. So there are certain buildings that give you extra power. I'm not going to go over every single one. The rule book right here has everything listed in there. Shows what every single one does. Shows what all the monsters do. So yeah, the first person to get to 5 victory points and has no monsters on the board is going to win the game. Now let's head over and tell you. I'll give you my final thoughts. So as you can see, this is a very easy, simple game. Again, I didn't want to go into everything. I pretty much went over everything. So I wanted to bring up that this might be the last video where I show how to play. I feel like other people do it a lot better than I do. So, I mean, the whole point of my videos is to be as concise and to the point as possible. Let me know what I think. So next time, I'm just probably going to give you a brief overview of how to play and then give my final thoughts and everything. But for now, so let's go straight into what I liked about the game. So number one, the rules are really simple. It's simple and the gameplay is pretty quick. I think you could play a 3-4 player game maybe in an hour, maybe a little longer depending on if anybody in your group has AP. So also by just judging by how to play, you can tell that this is a very family weight game. It is very light. It also makes a great gateway game. So if you want to get maybe one of your kids into like board games and stuff, I think this is a good game to get them into. I think kids are going to enjoy it. Like I stated before, it will make for a great family game night and all. The artwork is pretty good. Very reminiscent of Bruno Cathala's work. I think Dice Town had similar artwork as well. But yeah. So let me also now go into what I really disliked about the game. So one, I didn't feel that the rule book is very good, but there are certain things that they just left ambiguous. That like one thing I didn't show, after everyone's taken a turn, you're gonna move the cards to the right and then you refill it. Now, if you take the card and you can't fit the tile on your board, it doesn't really say if you can take the action or not. Maybe I overlooked it or not, but there were certain things, me and my group, when we were playing this game, that we could not find the rules to say. Like I said, they kept some certain rules very ambiguous. One was with that, and I believe there was another one with the time. I don't remember. But the second thing I did not like is I feel like a lot of things just felt recycled. There wasn't anything like the action cards. There weren't a certain. I feel like there should have been more action cards in there. I think there was like maybe only 10, maybe more than that, and then you have to reshuffle them all over again. It was just like this. I feel like the same thing over and over again. Same thing with the creatures. I feel like it's the same creatures you see over and over. I've kind of wanted to see more, differential, like different powers, but they all pretty much did the same thing. You defeat the creature, you get the Orichalcum, or you get to build a tile, a building for free anywhere you want. I kind of wanted to see more different variety of monsters. So another thing that really hurts the game for me, and again, like I said, there are going to be people who like this game, but for me, I felt that the replayability wasn't there. After maybe 1 or 2 games, I felt like I was done with it. Like, I already know the strategy, and again, it's a race to 5 victory points. And the next thing, which bothers me the most, it feels like a multiplayer solo. I wanted more interaction. The only interaction you got, it was really, taking the tie-ins from somebody else, or maybe taking a card or tile that somebody wanted. But other than that, you're focusing on your own board, and for me, that just gets boring really quick. Again, there's some neat mechanisms in the game. I feel like it doesn't do anything groundbreaking or new. It's a simple family-weighted tile laying game. There are going to be a lot of families that are going to enjoy it. But for me, and me personally, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Again, the replayability, heard it a lot. The multiplayer solo, that's not a fan of. But there are people out there who don't mind multiplayer solo. There's people I know who are heavy Euro gamers, and they're like, yeah, I prefer to play multiplayer solo. I don't like player interaction. I don't like take that. And that's totally fine. That's your opinion. But for me, I want that interaction. I didn't get it out of this game. And that's why I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I'm not saying it's a bad game. Maybe by watching this, you might enjoy it, might want to pick it up for you and your family. I'm going to hold on to it till, maybe my son is a little bit older. See if you, help him, maybe get him into the hobby with this game. So, look at that as a bright side. I know a lot of reviewers out there have been giving this game high praise. I didn't see it. I thought it was a fair game. But yeah, that's going to do it for today, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Like and subscribe. Help this little channel grow. I've stated before, I'm going to be incorporating movie and film stuff in this too. I'm still working on it. I've had a lot of stuff going on. It's still going to be primarily a board game channel. But also my other passion was film. So expect to see some stuff in the coming months. Halloween's right around the corner. This is technically, for me, spooky season. So expect to see some videos on certain horror films will be coming up pretty soon. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today. That is Orichalcum, guys. So yeah, give my Pandasaurus, pick this up, Miniature Market, Game Nerds, anywhere those games are sold. If you really like this game, again, you might really enjoy it for your family. But this wasn't for me. So that's gonna do it for today, guys. Have a great one. Have a great one. Keep on playing.